Samsung's S23 is official, and I know many of you are already disappointed upfront because these phones look very similar to their predecessors. But there's really nothing to be underwhelmed if you're looking for an upgrade, because these phones are still really solid flagship smartphones with good camera systems. All S23s are powered by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 processor, and if we are to believe the recent leaked sales slides, their base storage will start from 256GB, which is a really good thing because seriously, 128GB is really no longer sufficient if you want people to start taking 200 megapixel photos. Display panel and size remains similar to the S22 series. It is 6.1 inches for the S23, 6.6 inches for S23 Plus, and 6.8 inches for S23 Ultra. They are bright 120Hz dynamic AMOLED 2X displays with an adaptive refresh rate. Though Samsung claims that the phones have a new visual booster feature that maintains color vividness when you max out the brightness. Batteries of the S23 and S23 Plus have been bumped up to 3900 mAh and 4700 mAh respectively, while the S23 Ultra has the same 5000 mAh battery. Wired charging speed remains at 45 watts for both the Ultra and Plus, 25 watts for the regular S23. In a nutshell, the S23 and S23 Plus are merely iterative upgrades of their predecessors with a faster processor, larger battery, and a new 50 megapixel main camera that has better low-light performance and can finally take 8K videos at 30 frames per second. While the S23 Ultra, as usual, gets the main spotlight in this debut. So let's talk more about it. Although the S23 Ultra looks similar to the S22 Ultra, one notable change is the aesthetic. The phone now has a less curved 6.8-inch display that makes the phone look bigger and wider to hold. One good thing here is that this should improve the durability of the display if you accidentally drop the phone. Not to mention that it is protected by Corning Gorilla Glass Victus 2. It also offers slightly more viewing angles and a little more suitable for gaming. On a side note, Samsung says that the phone has a 2.7 times larger cooling area for the S23 Ultra's processor, which should technically resolve overheating that has been a major issue on the S22 Ultra. The real upgrade over its predecessor is the camera system. You still get a wide, ultra-wide, 3x and 10x telephoto lens on the back, but the main camera can now take 200 megapixel stills. As crazy as it is, it still shoots at a pixel bin 12 megapixel resolution in the regular camera mode, which you can expect better detail in low light. And like the S23 Plus, it can now take 8K videos at 30 FPS, and I'm glad that it doesn't crop into the sensor like the S22 Ultra. I played briefly with the camera and overall it feels pretty much the same as before. Photos taken in the 200 megapixel resolution feels a little unnecessary even when you argue that you can crop into the subject, because the S23 Ultra has really good telephoto lenses to do the job. But one thing that we'll want to find out ultimately is how good the 200 megapixel resolution will perform in low light, because by all means, all telephoto cameras on phones suck in low light. So it is going to be interesting to find out if we can shoot 200 megapixel photos properly in low light and crop into it without compromising too much details. The S23 Ultra is also the first phone that Samsung has advertised to be capable of taking astrophotography, which we will also find out when we get the review in it. The S23 Ultra's front camera still looks really good despite getting a resolution downgrade from 40 to 12 megapixels. Samsung says that it offers better image quality than before due to larger pixel size. It is still capable of taking 4K 60 FPS videos, which is in no doubt still a good vlogging and TikTok camera. On a side note, Samsung also introduced new cases for the S23 Ultra, and one of my favorite is this new rugged case that you can attach a mini tripod and other accessories on the back. Overall, the Galaxy S23 phones are not overwhelming updates over their predecessors, but the iterative upgrades Samsung have done are decent for those looking to upgrade from the S21 or older phones. At least the vanilla S23 and S23 Plus have better refinements than what you see on the iPhone 14 and 14 Plus. Also, I'm really happy that the company will continue to offer an instant 600 ringgit rebate and stack up to 5 devices for trade-ins, which I think many are going to appreciate, because if we were to refer to this leaked sales slide again, the S23s are very expensive smartphones, and it's the very first time that Samsung isn't selling a flagship below the 4,000 ringgit price point. So yeah, that's my thoughts and early impressions on the Galaxy S23. We'll be reporting back on our experience once we get the review in it, so definitely get subscribed to the channel and let us know what you think. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.